and welcome to Rocket Recruiting's very first member spotlight. We're really thrilled to have finally put this into motion. It's something that we've been thinking about, talking about, dreaming about for quite a while. And it's taken us a little bit to kind of work out the logistics and all the details of everything, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it, who we're going to interview, a lot of things that we've been able to really move forward through, and we're thrilled to be here today. We're thrilled to have our first Rocket Recruiting member spotlight. It's something that we're going to do quite regularly. And the real purpose and point of what we're trying to do with this member spotlight is twofold. Number one, we would like to continue to build our community and give Rocket Recruiting members, people that belong to the community, an opportunity to meet some of our successful members, find out what they're doing, find out the tips and tricks that they have, the successes and failures that they've had that have propelled them to not only being successful members within Rocket Recruiting, but also successful in the businesses that they're in right now. And the second thing that we'd like to do is really try to edify some of our members. You know, we have a great community here at Rocket Recruiting. Some of you I know are casual observers. Some of you are active participants. And so what we really wanted to do is kind of as a reward or a way to thank some of our members is to give them an opportunity to meet our community, to introduce you to them. And if they say something that you resonate with or something that you like, something that touches you or has an impact, give you an opportunity to meet these people, reach out to them, find out what they're doing, find out if you want to participate in what they're doing, but really just continue to build our sense of community and at the same time providing value and experiences of real-time successful people. So on that note, we are thrilled to have with us today Izzy Francisco, one of the most active and successful members in all of Rocket Recruiting. Izzy, welcome to the interview.
Aloha, everybody. Thanks for having me. Super
Thanks for
excited.
thanks for being here. I love that you said Aloha Friday. In fact, some of you who follow our Facebook group regularly, Izzy months ago brought up the Aloha Friday. We talked about Friday and what a fun, happy, exciting day is. And Israel says, hey, in Hawaii we do Aloha Friday, so it's something that we use quite a bit. If you've seen that in our feeds or our videos, you can thank Izzy for that introduction. But Izzy's been a member of Rocket Recruiting since April of this year. Kind of came in quietly like a lamb. He's certainly a lion at this point, but he's been a very active member in our community. And for those of you that know Izzy or have been in the community yourself participating, you'll recognize his name. You may recognize his face, but he is a super contributor to what we're doing here at Rocket Recruiting and has already impacted the lives of so many of our Rocket Recruiting members, as well as the tribe of people, the network that he is building. So, well, Israel, we're thrilled to have you. I know you are just getting off some three-way calls. Your business has taken off, and it's one reason why you were an easy choice to be here as our first interview subject. But kind of before we get into the nuts and bolts of what we want to talk about, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? Where you're from? Kind of set the background about how you got into network marketing and why you did.
Oh, hey, okay. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Eric, Mr. Tippett, and Rocket Recruiter for having me and talk about my journey. So my journey started back in 1999. Um, Very little knowledge in the industry. 1999, but I was just kind of like in and out, you know. My real focus was really I was in a travel business. I started just passing out business cards and and back then we still had Lycos and Netscape, you know, AOL was the dominant one, you know, and you know I basically just put out my advertisement there. I was selling hotel rooms online. People will give me credit cards. Back then, people were just okay with giving credit cards by phone.
Mhm.
I didn't have any website, so people just trusted me. I didn't have any like I just posted a picture of a room, and my business basically blew up from there. That was my first success with money. And and so from there, my son was only like 3 years old at that time, so I didn't have an office. So just imagine I would be working from home, and then to collect money, I would bring my son on my, on my hand, and I was living in Waikiki at that time, so I would be collecting thousands of dollars in the middle of a park. Imagine, okay,
Different world.
cash transaction, because
Right.
my prices was cheap, so I would get people, like meeting me in the park, you know, and then one day it was like it hit me. What if somebody robbed me from there, and I see the police officer just couple of stalls from me, which is comforting, but it kind of felt kind of weird because I feel like I was a drug dealer,
Changing money in the park.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
and this is all hotel rooms now, but I give them a receipt and stuff. But
Hmm.
from there, I told myself, you know what, I need to invest in a travel office. Well, I lo and behold, um, with all the money that I saved up, I managed to start not one but two travel offices. And then at the height of my travel agency career, um, one thing I realized is I couldn't control my time. I was making all the money. I couldn't. I couldn't. I was working more. The more money I make, the more I had to work, and that wasn't my life's. I didn't dream of that. Like, yeah, like I made more money, but it just consumed me. I had two business phones, two travel offices, two employees, and still I didn't know what I was doing. you know,
It's like a
it's
hamster.
crazy. Yeah, it's
It's
like,
like a hamster wheel. You make the money and hope you get to enjoy it,
yeah,
but a
and
lot of
then
times you make so much money that you've got to keep working even harder to keep it
right.
going. So that's now, were your travel businesses, was it still involving just selling hotel rooms, or did you offer different products or different
Um,
travel options at that time?
yeah, at that time, at that era, they were kind of cutting the commissions on the airline industry.
Hmm.
And so that was kind of like I was already thinking 5 years ahead. Most of my travel partners, they're still selling tickets. Me, I'll just, you know, just like really targeting the hotels,
Got it.
specializing hotels.
Hmm.
And so, but the height of that, it was nice. I was able to earn free hotel room. It's nice. I went to Maui one time. I treated a family of five for free.
All
Free
right.
hotel room, free air. I just have to spend for food. That was nice.
Mhm.
But you know what? Just 1 week, it was no peace of mind because, it's like your mind is in Oahu and my body is in Maui. Like, okay, guys, are you guys selling?
Right.
No
Checking
one, no
up.
one could duplicate me. That's
Hmm.
one thing. Another reason why I got to network marketing is um, no one could duplicate what I could do. I
Hmm.
trained my people back on Oahu, but they couldn't close sales like I did. So that time when I left for Maui, they barely scratched the surface. Like
Right. There was a
you
drop
guys
off
can do it. I
pretty.
trained, yeah. They
Got it.
couldn't do it. And then I hit rock bottom when I heard the news that mom had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and I had to decide whether to. That was the hardest thing in my life when business was making so much money, and now I have to become a landlord. My mom was a real estate investor, uh, just one commercial property, and she had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. She couldn't eat for 6 months.
Oh man.
So imagine that she could, and we only found out that she could drink coconut juice
Hmm.
just to survive. She couldn't, you know, eat anything. I mean, just imagine not being able to eat for one day. My mom could not eat for 6 months.
Oh
So
man.
I had to travel back and forth. for 30 miles each way to
Hmm.
visit her every day, to run her business, to run my business. And one day I said, you know what? I need to give up. And that's what everybody needs to learn on this call is you can't build two rocket ship. Yeah. You need to focus on one business. And
Hmm.
so I realized that I needed to give up my travel business because I need to get closer to my mom. I need to show her that I can build any business. And I told her, you know what, I'll take care of your business. Don't worry. I didn't know what I was doing, but again,
Right.
and you know, and and my philosophy was, okay, mom, I'll make you the mean one, okay, and I'll be the nice guy.
Good
So
cop,
when
bad
I
cop.
went to her yeah, when I was in a property and I collect money, someone has to be the meanie. So I'll tell them, okay, if you cannot pay, I'm gonna tell my mom to kick you out,
Right.
and it worked, right? And I'm the middleman. I'm the middleman. I'm the nice guy. You know what? I'll take care of you.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? You just you know, gotta pay so much money, and then I'll tell my mom, I'll let you stay for a little longer. So that commercial property was a 9 unit.
Hmm.
Um, and believe it or not, that grew to two more. That gave birth to two more commercial properties.
Two more properties besides that first one.
Yeah, so total of three commercial properties. So I was bringing in like just those three over 30 something $1,000 in revenue, and it was
Wow.
stressful because I'm renovating, I'm
You don't,
dealing with
you're dealing with your mom's health.
right, right.
You know,
Yep.
that, Israel, that's a really honest story that you told us. And you and I have spoken a lot and feel that we have a really good relationship and I know you well. And I didn't know that about you. And I really
Hmm.
appreciate you sharing that with us. How we get to join the group of people that are entrepreneurs, that are home based business owners. Everybody has a story, everybody has something that is a catalyst that made them think, man, what I'm doing right now isn't working. This is not
Hmm.
the life that I've designed for myself. This is not how I plan things are going to go. And whether it's the health of a relative, like you mentioned, or a job loss, or just not making enough income at your 9 to 5 job, everybody has a story like I said, a catalyst that kind of propels them into a new industry. Now, at this time, when you took over your mom's business and then you went from 1 to 3 commercial unit or properties, were you still doing your travel business at that time, or had you decided, hey, I need to kind of slow this down and shelf it and only focus on this one business?
Yeah. So I slowly let go of my travel business because I couldn't evict and still have the aloha spirit, like, hi, aloha, welcome to marketing Hawaii, like, I'm sorry, you know what? You get out of here.
Get out.
You're out. You're not gonna pay your rent.
That's
I'm
true.
sorry. Aloha, yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
We'll pay for you.
they don't
That
go
was my go.
together.
Yeah, they don't go together. So I gave that up. It was the hardest thing because that was my baby,
Hmm.
But you know what? I had to, take care of my mom and take care of her business. It's her business is my business anyway, but I told myself, I had confidence, I know that I can I can make money. So I just did it without just keep doing it.
Well, let me ask you this question. That actually leads to a really great point. You started out brokering or selling hotel rooms, became very successful to the point where you opened up a couple travel offices, and then taking care of your mom and then moving into her business. You obviously have skills. You obviously have an aptitude for conducting business and being
Mhm.
successful. Have you always been good at that? Did you grow up thinking, I want to do multiple businesses. I want to be a businessman, or was it just that hustle mentality? Was it just that hustle attitude, thinking whatever needs to get done, I need to do? Explain, if you will, a little bit about your background into sales or business building. Did that come organically, or was it something you've really
Oh
been
yeah,
been focused on?
my honestly, I'm always driven by the fact that my brothers and sisters have a degree
Hmm.
and I don't. I literally gave up Um, when I was a when I was in high school, um, right after high school, I went straight. And this is one thing you don't know about me. I became a taxi driver.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
that.
became a taxi driver, and mom and dad was a taxi driver too, and I was going to school for travel industry, but I didn't I didn't complete my college education because I had to work 16 hours a day.
Wow.
Dad got into an accident with his limousine business, so I had to take over and paying for the rent, paying for the mortgage, and I literally supported my brothers and sisters, my family, paying the mortgage, paying for groceries, and till this day, I never got my college education. But you know what? I told myself that's not gonna stop me. There's no way. Um, I can talk. I love people. I love to help people, and then that was my biggest strength. And that's how I think that's how I was able to you know overcome that obstacle. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
That's amazing. Your story's so inspiring, and the more that I we're able to connect, and the more that we talk to each other, the more we learn about each other. And man,
yeah,
your story is just so inspiring, even before what you've shared today. And so I love that you're honest enough and vulnerable enough to share that information with us, and that you are honest about it. A lot of things prohibit people from making moves in their life. It sounds like you kind of got forced into, hey, you've got to be a
yes,
provider, you've got to do this, or other people are going to suffer. And so it kind of put you into a position where, it was either put up or shut up. You had to do this. People were relying on you. And so as you do that, as you step into a role like that, you might not have the college degree that a lot of people think they need in order to make money or be successful. But you said something that I want to focus on, I think is so important. You said you want to help people. You like
yeah,
talking with people. You like building relationships. And I think, certainly for you, certainly for me, and probably most of our listeners out there, that's why a lot of us are in this industry, is we are talkers, we're extroverts. We like that connection and that relationship building with people. And being in a network marketing direct sales position puts us in a position where we get to do that every day. We're not behind a computer keyboard on our own, listening to our own headset for 8 hours doing data entry.
yeah,
In order to be successful at what we do, you have to open your mouth. You have to get
yeah,
out there and put
yeah,
yourself out there. So I love that you didn't have that background of education, like so many people think that we need, or a lot of us think that qualifies us for something. At the end of the day, and this is no knock on education, I think the further we go into the future, the less and less important or relevant a college degree may be. And I know there's some
mhm,
people that will vehemently disagree with me, and certainly there are different opinions of it. But I think really what you're trying to say, and what I'm feeling you're saying, is that your life experience, what you've learned and gone through, is every bit as valuable to your success as a college degree might be to somebody else's success.
yes, yep.
Excellent, excellent. Well, all right. So you take over your mom's business for her, nursing her back to health, taking care of her, start to expand and grow that business. So fill in, if you will, the gap from that point until where you are right now.
So so it's just a part of me that my family don't understand is I'm already making money as a you know in the commercial apartment rental business. you know 30,000 plus is a lot. That's not counting the other smaller properties.
Hmm.
But they see that I'm still hustling on the side doing network marketing. Why? And that's what, till today, they still can't understand you know um why I'm still doing network marketing. It's just me. Like, I just have this burning desire. If I see a product or services that can help people, and I know I can provide it, I can find that solution. Well, guess what? I want to be the one. I want to be able to capitalize on it. Um, Great that I'm making money. Uh, but you know what? Bottom line really is all about helping the people. if I cannot if I cannot reach out to the people that I know and they have that problem, how can who can help them? So that's why I'm like, you know, I find I get into these different ventures because network marketing has offers such quality products that you cannot find anywhere. You can't find it in Walmart, you can't find it in Best Buy or Sam's Club. And you know what? Why not get paid for it? And
that
it, and me, it's about it always starts with either for me, my family, or my mom and dad. If it can help them with their health, then why not?
Why not?
You know,
I
why not?
love I love what you just said. And in fact, I want to talk about it again because I think it's so important. And I think it goes to the origins of what make us successful in network marketing, direct selling. There are a lot of motivations people have for wanting to get into network marketing. I want to make 40, 50, $60,000 a month. I want to have my own time freedom. I don't want a boss. But I think what you said is the fundamental truth of what separates people that are successful from those that aren't. And you said, if I see a product or a service that can help somebody, I want to be the one that delivers that. And that is
Hmm.
so impactful. And I really, truly believe, Izzy, that's why you are where you are right now, because that's something about you that really comes out in every conversation, every contribution you make to the community. I follow you in your other groups and see what you do. What can I do to help? What do you need from me? You are such a giver. And that attitude, I truly feel, if people could harness that attitude, I want to help people. What can I do to help? What vehicle can I use to help people? If they can harness that power, then they can be successful at anything. Network
Hmm.
marketing, no matter what the product, what the opportunity is. And so I really appreciate you saying that. I think that is critical to success in direct sales is an overwhelming desire to help.
Yep.
Excellent.
That's the only thing I know.
So, well, you do a great job at it. I mean, I think you're going to have probably a lot of people drawn to you after this interview, but you already have done that. You've created such a community, a tribe of people by giving and providing opportunity to people. I'll set a little bit of a backstory, and maybe it's something that you were going to tell. Israel, we had a competition or an event a few months ago where we had a national speaker, Ray Higdon, who a lot of you know, a really impactful, influential person in network marketing, just a great person with an unbelievable amount of valuable content that he provides. He had an event where we were able to procure some tickets and as a reward for competition, gave some of these tickets out to our members. Well, Israel dominated the competition. I think we had to try to maybe disqualify him from some of them so we could give somebody else a chance to win. But here's what he did, and I get emotional talking about it because I was so impressed. Is you won something. I'm sorry. You won something and immediately wanted to give.
Hmm.
Immediately. There were no questions asked. And what you did by giving was created an opportunity for people that didn't have one to learn, to get better, to grow,
Yes.
to participate and be part of a community. And without you being that connector, that catalyst, some of them would have never had that opportunity. And it's something that will indelibly always stick out in my mind about you is no gloating. You could come into our community and pointed fingers at everybody and said, I win, I'm the champ. But you
Yep.
didn't. You gave, and it was the very first thing that you did. And I truly believe, once again, that's one of the main reasons why you're so successful is because your mindset of giving and sharing and connecting. We try to tell people as part of the rocket recruiting community, lead with a giving hand. Educate people, help them before you find out what you can give before you ask them for something. And I can't think of anybody that I've met in the last few years that embraces that concept more than you do. And I just think that it's something that a lot of our members, myself included, want to emulate and live up to. But that was a moment that really stuck out with me. And I just wanted to tell you what an impact that had on me and our executive team and other members of the community. It was such a wonderful thing to see.
Oh, can I share that story?
Please, I'd love for you to
Oh
share
my
it.
gosh. So, Rocket Recruiter gave me two free uh ticket to give away. And honestly, I was like super excited with that. And I said, yes, I can easily give those tickets to to my immediate team members, but you know what? I want somebody else to benefit from it other than my own team, because that's not that's not money that I earn, you know. So I went out and reached out. I had 24 hours to really like um, find somebody, and so when I did, you know, I I said I give them pre-qualification. I pre-qualified them first because I want them to really invest in this seminar, not just getting a free handout, but they need to be able to attend.
Hmm.
Just like my usual stuff, I reach out to people. Maybe 10 will say they're interested, but you know what? Only two will get those golden ticket, right? And um, so I got those, and I mean, and I found out from a secret source that there was more tickets involved. So I'm like, really? I'm like, and so I said, you know what? I don't think, in my mind, I said, I don't think they'll be able to get this to more people. So I said to my source, hey, you know what? Why don't, why don't I, can I get more? Because I would love to help more people. This is event will change lives. I know. I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I know these lives gonna change, and so I blasted my little advertisement, and lo and behold, 3 days down the line, it was kind of stressful because you're listening to the event, trying to absorb the speakers, and at the same time you're pre-qualifying these people, like you don't want to just give away the tickets, but um the 3 days, I can tell you, I think I gave a total of 12 tickets,
Hmm.
and all ladies, just so happens to be they're all ladies, you know i- in the end. But I wish I could tell you all these conversations that we had prior to adding, Jeff and Mr. Tippett on the chat. But we were crying on the chat. We were just like, oh, thank you, Izzy, thank you for that, for for adding me to this event. And I was crying really on the background. You're like, yeah, I know, it's so good. This is only day one. How much more day two? We're, we're running out of tears already. You
How much
know?
can we handle?
Yeah. And so finally on the third day, I finally add, you, Jeff, and Eric. Um, and we were just like totally overwhelmed. And and like I said, I didn't want to take all the credit. I said, you know what? I want to give credit where it's due. And I said, this is Rocket Recruiter. This is Jeff and Mr. Tippett, the one that responsible for getting you guys in. So you guys thank them, and it's nice. And I bonded with these girls forever, and I mean they still reach out to me, say hello. You know, I don't cross recruit, so I leave it up to that
Right.
destiny. Yeah.
Well, Israel, it was such a great experience to be a part of, and you did such a great thing. And I had just happened to be with Eric at the time that you included us in that group, and we were both, sitting side by side and reading some of these comments that were so insightful and so impactful. And the common theme that was prevalent throughout the entire thread was how grateful people were
Yes.
for the opportunity that you had given them. And you didn't take any of the glory. You didn't point fingers at yourself. And
No.
there was never a moment where you could have determined that you were the one that was the catalyst for all of that, and the impact that you created, and the goodwill and the positivity that you created by giving those individuals the opportunity to participate in a life-changing event. Now, certainly people can get access to events, and some people go to events that are super expensive, and then the event's over and they don't learn a thing. They go home and get back into their routine. So the onus is certainly on the individual once you get that opportunity to actually take that opportunity and run with it, do something with it. And just reading the messages that you guys were part of, people did that, and you were such a great leader for them. You set a great example by leading and doing the work, and I think that's why people follow you. One of many reasons. But it was just a wonderful experience. I'm so glad that you had that ability to make an impact in people's lives like that, and I know there are many people out there that feel the same way. A profound sense of gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity that you've given them, and I just think that's wonderful. It also offers or gives us a great segue. I could sit and probably talk about you all day and the amazing things you've done, but what I wanted to kind of jump into next, which I think will really help a lot of our members, is ask you some questions about, your business, your tactical things, the day you're doing, your habits you're creating, your motivations. I think one thing that we can all relate to as entrepreneurs is it's sometimes a really lonely journey. When you're an
Yes.
entrepreneur, you're wearing every hat, and you wake up in the morning, and your day's going to be different, and you know that if a fire happens, you're going to be the one that put it out, and you know that you might have your entire day or week planned out, and that can get blown up in an instant when you're an entrepreneur. There are so many
Mhm.
things that you're doing, and sometimes it feels like a lonely journey. I think one thing that really helps people, and what I'd like to try to find through a series of questions with you is, what do you do to combat that? So, what are some of the daily routines that you use? It's important to have routines to be successful in network marketing, and everybody has a system that they use or things that they do daily. So, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit. How do you approach your daily routines? What are some of your daily routines, and how many people do you approach daily right now in your current business?
Well, currently, I want to say my success really started from the Rocket Recruiter, really the daily method of operation that you guys have. Um, when you approach, I think, Jeff, you came around July, isn't it?
July is when we first started doing the daily broadcasts.
Right,
Yes.
right, right. So only then I really paid attention, to the Rocket Recruiting system. And honestly, I started in April or May, and uh, going back and forth, not really active in the system, and which is not productive at all. But thanks to Jeff, he had such a charming voice,
Oh, I don't know
and
about that.
so so inspiring every day. He's the guy that kind of motivates me to start my day. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a look at this Rocket for Good again. And I didn't, as simple as doing the that daily routine, 5 steps that you guys talk about, the Rocket Recruiter. And it was very uncomfortable, calling those leads. I'm It's different from people that right?
Sure.
And people that you just have a phone number and an email address, and now be able to email them directly in the system. Come on now, uh, so reaching out every day, it was a daily grind. But you know what, once you do it every day consistently, and honestly, I didn't really see the result until 2 weeks later. you know 5 steps of doing this Rocket Recruiter, I did not see um like the real meat of it until 2 weeks later. So if you guys are doing just one of that, it's gonna take longer. But you know what, after 2 weeks, then I started seeing, like, oh, people started calling back. um People started, having conversation with me. I started finding, like, my my gift, like, okay, this is not too bad at all. Like, people really, you know um there's real people out there.
Right.
you
Right.
know like, it was very, like, scary every day. Like, it's a scary task, just to talk to people. But you know what, it's people like you and me. They're just waiting for that that person, that right person to talk to,
Hmm.
and Rocket Recruiter has it. So basically, I do that. I do the reach outs. Reach outs has become a natural for me now. Now that I talk to, um, people that I don't know, reaching out to people that I do know has become like, oh, so simple, like, hey, come on,
Right.
I can use my personality now, and and another key thing that every rocket recruiter could do is, happy birthday reach out. That's so simple. I just reach out to people in my own network, my one market, just say happy birthday to them, and it's an easy conversation starter. And because I'm in a health and wellness, if I see a green light and I see people that are, like exercising or they're eating right, then, I just commend them. I just say, hey, wow, that's nice. I just, uh, that's great. What are you eating? What are you eating? And I want to know the ingredients.
Right.
And just genuine reach outs. Just be a That's basically what Facebook is.
Mhm.
Social network, to be social. I don't send anything spammy, and I always ask for permission first. I always ask, oh, is it okay to send you a video after you make that initial contact?
Mhm.
Whatever whatever your company teaches, that's but you know what, Rocket Recruiter basically gave me the confidence, really. So yeah, and then I make up my own challenges. Now I can make up my own challenges,
You're great.
you know?
I mean, I'll let you. You're in a challenge right now, which I want to give you a moment to
Yes.
talk about here in just a minute. But um, that's really great to see. I know that that's one reason it's contributed to success because we see it. A lot of the competitions that we had involved daily activity, and one of the main
Mhm.
reasons why we wanted to have a competition like that is because we knew that if people could get into the system and do it daily, that they would create momentum. And it's something that we've done so many trainings on that you've participated in, and you really ran it to perfection. And that is, there are things that you can do every day that seem major. Oh, I need to record a video, but I don't have the time. I don't have an hour to figure that out. And so some people end up putting that task off because they can't figure out how to do it. They don't have the time, or they don't know how to do it. And one thing that you excelled at, Israel, within Rocket Recruiting, are the 5 daily tasks. And the 5 daily tasks, for those of you that aren't familiar with Rocket Recruiting, are there are 5 tasks that you can perform within the dashboard that you get a point for. Now, the points are great, they're recognition and they make you feel good, but the benefit behind the scenes, and Israel is a living, breathing example of this, is by taking these 5 actions daily, you create momentum. And I think that's
Yes.
exactly what Israel was talking about. It's hard to see in one day if you sit down and send 5 emails to somebody or 5 tax savings calculator. You can't see that success right away. You can't see
No.
any progress. And what real successful people are doing, and once again, Israel, you and some of the other great members have done this, is you believed it and you bought into it and thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do these 5 activities, and I'm going to do them until I either can't do them anymore because I'm sick of them, or I see success. And like you said, it took a couple weeks. And that's the beauty about repetition and about doing things daily. As you mentioned, if you have an operating plan every day that you do, you're going to create these little pieces of momentum every day. And every day you do them, your cup starts to fill up with return. And before you know it, your cup's overflowing because every single day you've poured a little bit more in there with your tasks. And now your cup's full. And I think that's, if I'm reading you correctly, Israel, hearing right, that's kind of the same experience that you had.
That's
That's
right.
out. That's outstanding. We saw it. We see members and the participation that they have in the platform. We see members making the effort, and it's really easy for us, with very few exceptions, to see the members that would be successful because we see the work that they're doing, and there is always a correlation without fail. The successful
Yeah.
people are the ones doing the work. That's the greatest piece of advice I could give anybody, is the successful people are the ones that are putting in the work.
Hmm.
And that's great to hear. That's what your daily routines are. So tell me this, some days it gets hard to do that. Like you said, some days to reach out to somebody for the first time, you have a mouthful of marbles, especially if we're trying to talk about tax savings. And so there are some fears that come up. I can't talk to this person. I don't know about taxes, or I don't know what they're want. I don't know what they do. What are some things that help you overcome some of those fears that kind of kept you motivated to, all right, I've done these 5 activities for a week. I don't see any success yet, but I know I need to keep going. What was it that drove you to keep doing that?
Okay, well, my biggest why is really it's about being accountable for my mom and dad because they see I'm at home. I'm a stay-at-home dad. I cannot just pretend that I'm making money. You know what I mean? You know, I
Can't
cannot
fake
just
it.
pretend to my mom, my wife, I'm making money. I cannot pretend to my kids that I'm making money. If I'm sitting here, I gotta I gotta have a big why, and my biggest why is my family. Be accountable. I cannot fake it to make it. You know,
Mhm.
um, so I share my success. I tell them that uh, I'm gonna be in my office, and I have to go. Like I'm working. But I'm only like one door down away.
5 feet
You
away.
know,
Right.
and I close my doors. They know that I'm working, and I cannot be with them just as if I have a job.
Hmm.
And that's the biggest motivation for me is to show that I'm producing, um, not just acting. Producing, and they can see that I'm always ranking up. I share that my promotion. I share my successes. You know, I they can see my excitement. Like when I gain a new customer, and it's like, oh, okay, here you go. So I mean, I know it's exciting for me when they see me. It's like, oh, okay, you're excited again.
Right.
you know, they don't know how hard it is. Like you're not in a convincing business, and
Uh-huh.
if it was easy, you know, uh, anybody should be able to do it. But
That's right.
again, it
That's right.
just that was the biggest why, because I
Mhm.
already knew I got to be accountable to somebody.
I
I didn't
love
want
what
to
you
tell them.
said. Producing, not acting. I
Yeah.
mean, that is an unbelievably easy way to put that.
Yeah.
Producing, not acting. And we talked a little bit about how there's so much busy work you can do during the course of a day.
Yes.
When you own your own business, you don't have your supervisor coming in and tapping on your shoulder and say, "Let me look at your computer. What are you doing today?" You're not
Hmm.
turning in reports, so it's easy to what's the word I'm looking for? Consume yourself with busy work, not
Yeah.
things that are putting you closer to making money, but acting like you're working. And I love that. It's your personal accountability, the accountability to your family and your why that says, listen, even though nobody's checking on me, I need to produce and not act like I do. And I think that's an incredible motivation. It's certainly something that I can relate to. Certainly my family is my main motivation, along with the goals and aspirations that I have individually. But probably nothing motivates me more than um, the love and adoration of my family, and more
Yeah.
importantly, the ability to provide for them and give them the life and the lifestyle that you want to.
Yep.
Excellent. I love that. Producing, not acting. I'm going to use that in one of our trainings moving forward. All right, excellent. So, let me ask you another question. We've talked about kind of your journey and how you've been successful. What habits, your routines that you create using Rocket Recruiting. What do you do as far as self-development, personal development? I mean, we all know that all leaders are learners. We've heard all leaders are readers. I guess the point is that leaders, people that are successful, are constantly learning and trying to get better, not just business development, how they get their business better, but probably even more importantly, personal development, self-development. So
Yes.
share with us, if you will, some things that you're doing, whether they're books, podcasts, training, mastermind networking groups, things that you're doing right now that are really helping you level up your self-development game.
Well, thanks to Rocket Recruiter, I was able to get in the Ray Higgins inner circle, and it's an exclusive club who want to get personalized training. Um, it ain't cheap, but you know what? um, I don't think I have any more time for books
Hmm.
because each each coach, there's about 8 coaches there, including not even including Ray.
Hmm.
Each of them have their own sets of training, and so it could be anywhere from 50 minutes to 30 minutes. So that's all the books I can handle.
Right. You're maxed
And you know
out.
what? Yeah, it's like no better coaching than you can't learn these from the books. These
Hmm.
are coaches that are successful and implementing what works today. And I exemplify that by just even using one strategy from Rocket Recruiter, which is reach out. And while uh, Higgin Group is teaching us, reach out, I've actually learned that already in the Rocket Recruiter way. All it is
Awesome.
just fine tuning it and and having a coach watching over my back.
Hmm.
Well, Rocket Recruiter, you don't need to have that stress. You can be your own coach, and just by doing 5 reach outs a day, believe me, it's a lot. Honestly, a lot of people don't even do one. You know, if you just take baby steps and just do two, then three, then four, then five, then pretty soon that five will be just increase it to one, and set you know maximum 10 daily active routines, and watch it multiply times over. You'll see the seed
Can see
grow
the
to
seed.
something. Yeah,
I love that and agree 100%. It's baby steps.
baby steps.
You look at rocket recruiting or you look at the path in front of you and it seems so long. A funny example that I've used, I think with you and some more training, there's a big mountain right behind where we live. And I've climbed it once years ago. My son's been really wanting to climb it. So we planned to climb it and we left at 2 a.m. in the morning for a couple reasons. Number one, we wanted to be on the summit when the sun came up. Just a wonderful experience that I wanted to share with my son. But more important, but not more importantly, but maybe more honestly, one of the reasons we left so early in the morning is because it's dark. It's dark. We use headlamps to get to the top of the mountain. So you
Wow.
start at the trailhead and you hike for probably 4.5 hours with headlamps through the dark, but it's only one step at a time.
Mm.
And all I know is that the trail leads up. And if I keep taking one step, then I'm eventually going to get there. Now, I don't think I'll ever hike that mountain in the light because if I started at that trailhead and I looked up to the top of that mountain and saw how big it was and how long it was going to take me, I think my mind would convince me that I can't make it. And so it was important that I shifted gears and thought, let me do it in an environment that I can focus on one step at a time. And I think that's what you've exemplified. And what really rocket recruiting can help people do is realize that they're baby steps. There are small
Yes.
incremental activities and tasks that you can do every day that, when added together, compound and create compounding success. And I love that you went through that journey. I think it gives you the ability, Israel, to really talk to anybody to any stage of their business and say, man, I was at the bottom and I did it step by step by step. And now here I am. And I think that's a great experience and a story to share with people.
Yes. Yep.
All right, excellent. Well, a couple more questions and then we can get things wrapped up. I know we're going a little bit longer on time right now. Let me ask you the $1 million question. If you didn't have any businesses right now, none at all, none of your organizations that you've built, in fact, you didn't even know anybody, if you had to start all over again in network marketing from scratch, square one, and you didn't know really anybody, what's the first thing that you would do to start growing your business?
Ooh. Um, if I didn't know anyone,
If you didn't know anyone, let's say you moved from the islands over to Utah.
oh boy.
Well, you'd know me, so you could call me first. But
All right.
let's say you moved somewhere where you didn't know anybody, and
Do I have Facebook?
you have Facebook, you have all the tools that you have access to now. You just don't have a business. All you have is an opportunity and your brain and your experience.
Oh, that's easy. Same thing with what I'm doing right now is Rocket Recruiter way. Just do the 5 daily steps and basically uh, find a find the ideal customers And if you have a set of problems that you need to solve, those are the people that you reach out to. And there's a lot of multiple problems right now. Number one, even just this COVID era, people are not making money, and you know, or people are dealing with health. So right there, um, you can have you can reach out to a number of people, and people will be interested in one of those two areas. Either they want to get healthier or they want to make money. It's a universal fact.
Hmm.
So, and it depends if they're ready to solve their problem today. And I think it's not an easy. It's easier said than done, but it's that simple. I don't
Hmm.
know if that makes sense. It's easy, it's
It,
like it's
it,
easy
it,
to say it, but it's not as simple. I don't know, vice versa.
I think what you said is exact. It's easier said than done. It's easy to talk
Yeah,
about what you want to do, but it's a lot harder to actually go out and do that.
yeah,
And that's great. So rocket recruiting, you jump in and just start finding out what people need, what their the gap is in their life, what they're looking
hmm,
for.
yeah.
Find out what that need is, and then find out how you can fill that need or help somebody in that same manner.
That's it.
Oh,
As
I
long
think
as I have an internet,
then you're
no
good to go.
problem.
Yeah, it's 99. I think that's a great story. Before I make a funny analogy about the start of this interview, you're right. That's all it takes. It takes a desire, and that's something that you have an overwhelming abundance of. It's something that we recognize and realize the first time we're able to connect. And you really are a showcase, and that's one reason why you're the first person that we interview for our members. You are a great example to our member base, to anybody that's not a member, to anybody out there in network marketing, just getting started, whether you're just getting started or you've been in it for 10 years and you don't have the level of success that you want. You are a glowing example of somebody that's coming in, rolling their sleeves up, doing the daily work, and now you're reaping the benefits of it. And your attitude, I also think, is something that really helps propel you to success. You're a people person. You're a helper. And I think that your attitude has always been, in all of my dealings with you, is been, how can I help? What can I give before I get? And I think if there's one takeaway or two takeaways from this entire interview, and pulling your experiences and things that have helped make you successful, is your overwhelming desire to help. And if I could recommend something to anybody out there getting started or struggling, if you remove yourself from thinking about what people can give you, what you can get, we fall into a trap in entrepreneurship and network marketing and direct sales. We want to make money. So I need to recruit. I need to get this person to pay me. I need to get this person to join. And then he needs to tell his friend to pay me. And what we start thinking, unfortunately, is, what actions do I need people to take to benefit me? And sometimes that works. And sometimes you're a great recruiter and you talk really well and you're an extrovert and you can get people to do that. But for longevity, for success, and more importantly for impact, and for you doing something that you can be proud of, that has a positive impact in the world, I love your attitude of, what can I do for you first? And I
Mm.
commend you for that, Israel. I think as we sat back and watched you grow your network and rank up, I don't know, 4 or 5 times in the last couple of months, I
Five times.
5 times.
5 times in 30 days.
5 times, it's incredible. I mean, I don't know that I've ever heard of somebody ranking up that quickly, but I understand it now. Speaking with you and knowing who you are, what type of individual you are, and really what your outlook is on your business and how you can help people, I'm not surprised at all. So everybody out there listening, no matter where you're at, if you want to be successful, if you want to have the joy and happiness that you can see that Israel carries, try to think about what you can do to help people. What can you do, especially during this pandemic? There are so many people in the world that need help. They need somebody to reach out to them. And there's a million ways you can help. It doesn't just need to be money. It could be a smile. It could be listening to them. It could be a handshake. It could be financial. It could be sharing experiences like Israel's done with us here today. We all have the ability to help people. And if we lead with helping, if that's the main focus of what we're doing, the money takes care of itself. The success takes care of itself if our intentions are pure. Looks like Israel's got another call coming in. Well, Israel, I
Yeah, I
can't.
know.
We're gonna wrap things up right now. Before we do so, though, I wanted to give you a quick opportunity in the spirit of remaining neutral and not promoting any businesses. You're involved right now, I know, in a 30 for 30 challenge. So I want to give you about a minute to talk about that, just to explain what it is. And then afterward, if you want to let people know your cell phone number, your email address, and your social media profiles. So for everybody watching, if you're interested in what Israel said today, if parts of what he's shared with you touch you or speak out to you, or you want some advice from him, or you want to join his network because you see what type of leader he is, you want to feel that infectious positivity, we're going to let him have a chance to tell you where you can contact him. So those of you that want to reach out to him, connect with this guy, network with this guy, and watch your business take off. So Izzy, why don't you go ahead and tell us about your 30 for 30 challenge, and then the best way people can get a hold of you.
Oh, cool. Aloha, everybody. Shaka. Okay, so my name is Israel Izzy Francisco in Facebook. Israel Izzy Francisco on Facebook. And right now I'm basically doing a 30 for 30 challenge. And it's actually free. It's a free uh, resource to motivate any individuals who is stuck in their health, and all it is just moving, finding an exercise 30 minutes to 30 minutes in your day. You can break it up two times if you have to, but 30 minutes a day for the straight 30 days. And you can join us, and we're just posting. And I'm from Hawaii, so I kind of have the benefit of being in my long sleeve, or in my tank top, but I just love the nature. And if you see my posts, I try to take a picture of flowers along that journey of mine, because like they say, you have to take time and smell the flowers. So I take it a step further, and I not only smell them, but I take a picture of it to remind people that there's beauty around them. And if you just take the time, and at the same time, I'm spending time with my wife. I'm enjoying the journey. It's nothing like, it's not a job. It's like I'm doing something for me. I'm doing something with my wife. So if you're that type of person, you care about your health, come join me. It's free. Uh, you can connect with me, 808 That's 808-852-9417. And just like my Facebook, Israel Izzy Francisco, you can reach out on Gmail. Same, Israel Izzy Francisco at gmail.com. That's all. I mean, I love Jeff. I love Mr. Tippett and Rocket Recruiter. I think this is kind of like my stepping stone for something greater. I owe a lot to this platform, really, because if I didn't, um, if Jeff never show up in July, I wouldn't be where I am today, because that simple daily steps, as simple as that, uh, that took me out of my comfort zone, and um, transformed me, really. Give me that muscle and that force field. you know,
Right.
Take the nose. I believe me, I took a lot of nose, but you know what? It's all in the game, man.
It
So
is.
yeah.
It's all part of the journey. I love that, Israel. You have been an awesome part of our community, an awesome contributor. You've been an awesome member. You're a joy to work with, to talk to. I've watched the impact that you've had on so many people's lives, and that's truly what we get measured by in this life is the impact we have in other people's lives. And you have done a tremendous job of doing that. And not only in the people that we talked about, but in my life as well. I love having you on the community because I learned from you. I know it goes both ways. And I really appreciate you sharing those thoughts with us. And I feel the exact same way about you. When you started to come into our community and participate on those daily Facebooks and those broadcasts, or when things really started to grow our community. So we owe you a tremendous amount of appreciation and gratitude as well. Just for everybody, once again, it's a 30 for 30 challenge, 30 minutes of exercise for 30 days. Israel's direct phone number, 808-852-9417. If you want to find him on Facebook, it's Israel Izzy Francisco. Just look on Facebook, you'll find him. And then his email address is also israelizzyfrancisco@gmail.com. Guys, reach out to him. If you've got people that need to be motivated, want to learn how to do stuff, give this guy a call. Israel, you are awesome, my man. I'm so grateful to you and everything you've done. And I really appreciate you jumping on with us today.
Aloha.
All right.
Thank you.
Aloha, brother. Take
All right,
care.
Mr. Tippett, Rocket Recruiter.
Thanks, Israel.
Aloha.
Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. I think you can see that we've got an incredible group of members. We're so thrilled that we're able to start this with Izzy and his amazing story. We encourage all of you, if you want to connect with him, even just to network with him and be part of what he's doing, reach out to him and connect. Grow your tribe. Start to attract like-minded individuals to you. If you need more information on Rocket Recruiting or have any questions about how it can help your business, you can find it at rocketrecruitingapp.com. That's www.rocketrecruitingapp.com. Israel, we love you, brother. Have an amazing rest of your week. All of our members that are watching and those that aren't, looking forward to working with all of you. Have an amazing rest of your week, and we will see you all on the inside. Goodbye.